Are you ready? 4. Day 4.
Yeah.
4 life lessons.
Just 4.
Just 4. It took you a long time to come up with them though.
Yeah, I was writing.
Do you want me to go first or you want
Sure,
to
go first.
I think you should go first because you wrote
No, go
yours
first so
down.
I can copy you.
You're not supposed to do that. Okay.
I'm running out of ideas.
One of my biggest life lessons I feel like I was born with, which I don't know if that counts as a life lesson. I always cherished the people around me. I remember every single birthday when I was young. Every single birthday I would have the same wish.
That's awesome.
And is to be as happy as I am right now in this moment with my family and loved ones around me. I recognize that the presence of those people in your life is what adds to your happiness, and I've had moments in my life where I was all alone. The longest I was like completely isolated was about a month, when I was living completely alone and I was like losing it a little bit. So my life lesson is really like cherish the people around you because they are so important. And yeah, like connection is like the most important thing, I think.
Well, I worked in an office for how long? Like
20 years.
Almost 17 years, to be precise. Working in an office for 17 years was a life lesson for me. All right?
Why?
It was because when I quit my job, I understood the value of time. You know, and I understood also the value of myself. I know that many people can argue and say, yeah, but you need to work to make money and sustain your life and all of that. I understood that I could actually use my brain and my creativity at the service of myself and not to serve other people. And I was like, oh my God, why did I waste all that time, 17 years,
Yeah. My second life lesson is that the less you own, the more you cherish what you own. So I've become like really minimalist in the last year or so, and it's because throughout our travels, we've been traveling a lot, in the past couple of years, I realized that I don't need this much stuff. And it's so heavy to carry with me, drag along with me, and it just weighs me down. Because in the end, all I need is as many clothes as it lasts until I do laundry again. That's it. I don't need so much of the same thing. And for me, it was really important to like clear out everything that I don't need. The space that leaves, like you can really cherish exactly what you have, and everything you have has a purpose. And it's almost like, when you're little and if you have 100 toys, you're never going to cherish every single one. But if you have like 3 toys that you really love, it brings you so much more joy just having those 3 toys that you connect with. And I love that feeling of like cherishing what I own. And it's like respecting it. It's like respecting that it serves me until it rips, and then I have to throw it away and have a funeral and get another one.
Another life lesson I had it when I had to go through the painful stages after the divorce. You go through different stages, and one is relief, the first one. Oh my God, because me and my ex-husband, towards the end, it was very difficult. We were ready to just go separate ways, so we were fighting a lot and all of that. So in the end, he said, oh, I'm free, finally, because after 20 years of marriage, you are ready to release,
Yeah.
like that kind of life. So I was very happy, so there's this sense of relief. But then you kind of understand the value of a relationship when you are in a relationship, because I was in a relationship, but I wasn't seeing the valuable things about that relationship. So I was cherishing my being alone, finally, just by myself, and then, no, I don't like that. So, and I said, okay, I'm gonna have my projects, and I felt like really having projects or even making money or more money is like has no meaning if you don't have connection with humans. Yeah. So that was very valuable lesson for me.
Life lesson number 3 for me is that you can't separate yourself from your environment. That might seem obvious to people, but it became really obvious to me when I moved to Canada. And in Canada, I don't know if you know this, but you pretty much have 6 months of winter, and in those 6 months, it's very gray. Like it's overcast a lot. We're lucky if we see the sun like once a week sometimes. And it becomes after a while like really depressing. And at first I was trying to fight it, like, it doesn't matter, you know, I'm Canada, this is a great place, so much freedom, you know, so much tolerance for all kinds of different people, and that side is amazing. I realized you can't separate yourself from your environment, because I started getting like seasonal depression, you know, and for some people it doesn't affect them as much as me, obviously, but for me that really affects me. So also being in a city, I don't like being in a city, it affects me. Like, I can't separate myself from that. It is important. The environment you're in, the people you're surrounded by, the energies you surround yourself with do affect you. So place yourself where you're going to be able to thrive, and you have a better chance of thriving, like putting your plant where it gets more sunlight. Some plants don't need so much sunlight. I think I'm like a tropical plant. I need a lot of sunlight.
The other life lesson for me was learning, you know, the first one was the value of time. Mm-hmm. The second, the value of connection, relationship. Mm-hmm. And the value of money, actually. The third one is the value of money, because all of a sudden I'm making less money than before. Yeah. But it's interesting because I give money more value in a way that there's more respect towards that kind of energy, mm-hmm. which is money. And I learn how that energy corresponds to the way we feel about ourselves, in a way. Mm-hmm. Because I was wasting myself in the same way I was wasting money. Mm-hmm. Before. I was living a life that was like, it was not the life I wanted to live. So I had a job that I hated. I was not really fulfilled and all of that. In the same way I was not giving myself value, I was not giving anything else value. So relationships, money as well. Now I make less money, but being in a happier situation, I feel like I'm more rich, you know. There is abundance around me. So that was a life lesson. When you give to yourself, all of a sudden you feel that even with very little, you are quite abundant.
My last life lesson is, for me, like the importance of love, or like a relationship in your life. And it's similar to yours, but you know, it's my life lesson too. When I was growing up, I was like a lone wolf. I was always a loner. I was always the kid that, you know, isolates themselves, does their own things. But I would always somehow end up connecting with one person, and they would become my best friend. And it added so much joy to my life, so much happiness. And when they left, they would always leave like this emptiness, until somebody else came and they became my connection. And right now it's you know, you came, and it was always for me just one person, because, you know, I'm not very socially gifted. As happy as I can be by myself, as much as I can like fill my time, there's always going to be that thing where human beings are social creatures, right? Mm-hmm. And you do crave on a biological level connection with somebody that understands you, you know, that you can talk to, that you connect with somehow. And yeah, I just really cherish, and I'm very grateful that I have this in my life. No matter what happens, even if terrible things happen, I know that I'm gonna be able to, you know, deal with it better, because I have the connection of somebody. Now you have to do your fourth.
The fourth?
Yeah.
I don't know, what did I write? Oh yeah. So it's about accepting myself at a very late age. Basically, my fourth life lesson is better late than ever, which is accepting the fact that I was gay, and changing my life ever since, going towards that direction, towards my true self. Yeah, it's never too late to do that. That was, yeah, that's it. That's very short.
I thought it was going to go somewhere. No, that was a good life lesson. Rena!
Oh my gosh, she's so...
She wants attention, so she's like knocking things off the table. Oh my god. That's it. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.